theblackboard.com.
Nope,
No,
we're not on yet.
Oh,
okay.
I was gonna say that was gonna be pretty cool.
I got a.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
like it.
I'm gonna act like I ain't hear what you just said.
Abu.
Yeah.
Something like it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come around my way.
My way,
Oh, wow.
my way.
Come around my way.
My motherfucking way.
Come around my way.
Yeah.
Come around my
You sound like
way.
Prince.
Come around my way.
And
Come
you want to
around
sing,
my
sir? Stop
way.
it.
Hey.
Yes, Destiny, I do want to sing.
Ooh,
You sound like
It is time for the return of an absolutely dope podcast.
What up, though?
And I'm CamQuotes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I was going to do something. I was going to sing the actual thing for the Absolutely Dope podcast, but we got caught up in a whole different thing. We'll save it for another episode. It's all good.
And we still don't know who the hell we are. We
Yes,
just
who
both
are
sit
you?
here like, who's going first?
Right. You can tell we haven't done this in a while.
Man, ladies first. It's Des. What up?
Hey, it's Brian.
Well, hi,
Hi, Brian.
Brian.
Thank you.
We're glad you could make it here today.
Oh, wait. I was here before somebody else.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there, you know.
what?
We take a little break and Brian
That's
shows up
only
second.
because
Shots
I was
fired.
on his damn head about being on time.
Shots
That's the
fired.
only reason.
Indianapolis
So
West
if I
Side.
wouldn't have said nothing, your ass would have been late as usual. So don't try and play the people right now.
Hey, don't get mad at me because you can't dodge bullets.
You know
You know
what?
what I'm saying?
You know what?
Neo, what's up?
Woo!
Oh, no.
Fighting words.
You about
Okay.
to fight me?
Them are fighting words. You know how old I am out here? Stop
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
I got health insurance, so.
I bet you do, your old ass.
Before I
No, wait a
before
minute.
we-
No, wait. Okay, no, I'm not even going to get into that. Let me just go ahead. I'm sorry, Cam.
Oh no, you're all good.
I just heard something might need to be
to have-
fact checked. You know, I mean, I don't know. Treat me like Hillary Clinton on this bitch. You know, be Donald Trump. Better check your facts, okay?
You tried it.
Yeah. No, before we get really deep into everything that we got going on, I want to do something that we don't normally do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to treat a certain establishment like a sponsor. Okay. I received a fresh, hot piping pizza. And I know I wasn't supposed to have bread or dairy, but I'm on the road and I'm going to eat what I want as a convenient, cheap way, okay?
Yeah.
And I stopped at the Domino's on the Moeller Road out here on the west side of Indianapolis. And they let me know several times when they took my order, when they took my money, and when they gave me my order that they need help. Okay, help is wanted at the Domino's on Moeller Road in Indianapolis. They have flexible pay. I mean, flexible hours, as well as flexible pay, because some of you, if you ain't got your education correct, you won't get paid as much as somebody that does. And they even had on the flyer, which I'm mad I left in my car, they are willing to work with other schedules. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but when a job wants you to work and says they're going to work with your other schedule off the bat, that means they really need people.
Yep.
Okay.
So please stop
Easy
into
money.
the Domino's on Moeller Road. Is one of my favorite places. They just remodeled it. It looks amazing now. At first, it was a space where you can just get in there and get your pizza and get the fuck out the way. But now they have
You want to
chairs.
actually dine in.
Right.
And
You
talk
want
to
to
people.
dine in, yes. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, and you could be a server if you wanted to be there, or a driver, or a cook. And when you go, if you need a second job or a full-time job or what have you, tell them Cam from an Absolutely Dope podcast sent you in there, okay? I'd appreciate it. Bow. Let's go. All right. We are on the west side of Indianapolis at the Illustrious D Sound Studio. Said is in the mother-crushing building.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he got the mic so right that he didn't need to come twice on Best.
Whoa!
But he getting up,
Check
though.
out.
He getting up,
Check
though.
out what I said.
Wait a minute.
Said,
How
I think
I
she
said
needs
it.
your help. She needs
know
your help,
what?
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
All y'all ain't shit.
She needs your help.
All y'all.
So we're back. You know what? Before we get into good news, though, I'm sure all of you feel this way, and we'll go around the table. I want to kick it off, though. Thank you to everyone who randomly hits me up and says, hey, when is the next podcast episode coming?
Completely random.
When are you guys getting back together? Cam, how come you can't call in while Des and Brian do the show? Right. And I want to let them know, hey, it's not just me, okay? I would love for these two lovely people to come to D Sound every week, and we get a chance to get a show in. Hey, but life was happening at a very interesting pace. Yes, please put that on vibrate. And,
thank you, Destiny.
Brian.
Now we see the type of student Destiny
told
was.
you to put
She was a student that used to be like, teacher, I thought you said we had homework today. Everybody look at you like, nigga.
right.
Hey, I want my points, motherfucker.
Could you not?
I'm trying to get the hell up out of here. You bitches can stay here.
Oh, no.
Then you had to use the foul language. You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
You see, that's what.
it's a life, and life is worth living, man.
Sorry, Cam. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're all
I
good.
digress.
Cam is like, y'all
All
niggas.
It's taking us a while to get adjusted into things. It's all good. We've been away. We've been away for months. We've been away for months, guys.
I
It is
miss you
October.
guys.
So no, but hey, but sincerely, thank you to everybody that
I love you too, Destiny.
that really appreciates the show, likes the show. We are going to update the accounts. You can catch us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, I think still Stitcher. I forgot which one we don't have, and Google Play, as well as BehindTheRhyme.com.
We need to start a drug ring to pay for all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Or we could
Did you
get
just
some
say
other
that
actual
on-
sponsors to get it going. And you know what?
Cam said, or you can do things legally.
This guy.
I mean, it's always a way to get this legal money out here. I'm living proof of that.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Kind of going into that, and I'll let you guys say your thank yous if you want to. Before we get into good news, my good news is kind of layered more in the optimistic, positive energy realm. So, thoughts on, we've been away. People hit us up randomly asking about the podcast. What do you want to say to those people?
I would say it was just refreshing to see it. People that aren't down. You know how when you do something and your family comments like, "Oh, okay, thank you, Auntie Barbara, you're so cute."
All right.
Who always thinks you look amazing and life is good. But when it's a random person, you can't even pronounce their name, and they like, "Oh my God, where's the show?"
Right.
It just kind of like, damn, it's worth it. So very
Awesome.
lit. Appreciate it. I think this is the second beginning.
The second beginning.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually,
That's a lyric.
for us, it's definitely second.
That's a lyric.
That's like the SWV intro.
Wait, they did it already?
No, they didn't do second beginning. They did new
Lubricate what?
beginning. Well, speaking of lubricate,
Said,
though,
whoa.
I do think the song "Rain" by SWV is about them being ejaculated on.
You told me about that.
Wow.
Sometimes it's soft as a misty rain. That gently touches her soul. Think about that,
I
ladies and
don't want
gentlemen.
to sing that when it comes on
Sticky, icky,
Pandora
icky.
anymore.
Ooh,
All right, Des. Now look, you're an adult now.
Right.
Some guy has blasted on a piece of your body after intercourse, okay? But we're not going to get into that.
Say it like, what's up with that mic? Say it like, what's up with that mic?
Wait a minute.
You want me to come on?
Her mic is off. Hold on.
You want me to come on over there and press the button
Shut
for you?
the fuck up.
So, you know what I'm saying? So we'll let you just get into your thank yous to the people that you would like
Well,
to say
thanks,
thank you.
guys, for being patient with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, we honestly do.
We are going to do better about giving you more content.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We're going to try. Thanks, Brian, for
You know what I'm saying?
bringing
That
that
was
home. Sheesh.
Hey, yo, that's with the PR power and marketing answer. You know what I'm saying? I love it. She's in here with the blazer, the blue blazer on.
Lit, right?
You know
Look like
what
a
I'm
guidance
saying?
counselor. I wish we could have went to elementary school together. That would've been
No,
so
hell
fun.
no. You would have hated me. Because I wouldn't
I
have.
had cornrows.
You
would've
really
had a
would
good
have hated
time,
me.
like
Nope.
going in.
Nope. I'm like, who is this little
I'm not
nigga?
sure where
Get
this is
away from
going,
me.
where it was elementary school was you. So let's just get into good news, all right?
Great news. Yes.
What's going? You know what? I've actually seen a lot of desk movements, and we can go back as far as we need to go for this good news because obviously we all follow each other on social media. We talk occasionally in the podcast thread still, even though it hasn't been about podcasts. But there's a lot going on with you guys, so definitely share your good news for everybody that may not know.
Well, Destiny, to start with you.
Let's see. Good news. Shout out to Donna Draper. It's her birthday today.
Oh, straight up, what up,
Mention
Draper?
that. Mention the dad. Girl.
I'm gonna have Shaka call you.
Oh God, I know. She's in Austin right now, turning up without me.
I dig it.
Sad tears. I don't know. Same.
Oh, don't say that, Des. I've seen some of your updates.
She just shy.
Des got on about 2 planes in like 4 days.
I went to Cleveland last weekend. I was a part of
Whoa,
the.
what was?
Shh, don't worry about it. I was a part of.
Jesus Christ.
I was a part of the Nerve DJs weekend.
Shout out to Nerve DJs.
Music conference.
Which looked really fun, by the way.
It was. It was fun.
Like
We got
even
a lot
just
of.
the aesthetics of the room that you in. I was like, damn.
We got a lot of good compliments. So I was very proud of our team for that.
Awesome.
It was a very great weekend. We had Sway Calloway from Sway in the Morning. He came and spoke on our panel, and we had a whole bunch of other panelists. Reggie Hawkins, he is the program director at Sirius Hip Hop Nation. He was there. Rel Carter, he does A&R for Rock Nation.
Stu Rock.
A guy named Polly Rob, he's a producer. He produced Teach Me How to Dougie. And some other people. They had like 4 or 5 different panels, DJ panels and online media panels and a whole bunch of different stuff. So the panels were amazing. The media that was there was amazing. It was just an all-around great weekend. So I had a lot of fun in Cleveland.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Des. You even sound cheerful when you were talking about that. That's awesome.
Things
Well,
that
you
excite me.
sound super hungry. Like you sound like you're ready to
Well, good.
do something. Not that you haven't always been doing that, but looking at like the pictures and stuff, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
2017 is about to be lit.
Yeah. That's what I got from it. Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Mr. James has great news, actually.
I do.
He's pregnant.
Whoa! look at Twan. Flag on it. Thank you. Call the flag.
Over.
Can we call that penalty?
15-yard penalty on the lady in the blue blazer.
Oh man, a lot of things. I would say growth more importantly, but it's about to be the last hoorah on I'm gonna say around Black Friday.
Okay.
Fuck it, I just put out Cyber Monday. It's going to be the last hoorah. It's like the first stage of a new level.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about it. So,
Awesome.
But the album's been doing cool, but I realized a lot of things about it that I wish I could go back and redo.
I like Kanye in the Life of Pablo.
No, deep, like worse than that. It's like I don't.
Like scrap that album and make a whole nother one?
Yes, but no, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the quality of it.
Right.
I still stand by it. I think
Yeah, absolutely.
I like
you should.
it.
Get the I'm Fine album on datpiff.com
There
right
you
now,
go.
by the way.
There you go. But I wish that I could play every instrument on it. That's
Okay. So you want to be Prince?
I think so. I don't think you heard the intro.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Wow.
And then I'm Fine the book.
Yeah.
Release.
Oh, yeah.
See, he has way more like interesting
you
ass
see,
shit than me. See?
This is why I need your help. You see what I'm saying? I didn't forget about it. It just didn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the book came out with the album, and it is a poetic like take on the album. So it's all the lyrics and then kind of an explanation of what each song means to me. Blah blah blah. Woo woo.
Awesome. And where can they grab that?
That's on Amazon, and I think it's probably like
.com,
116 pages or so. So nothing crazy. But
Now, see, look, I want you to know why this is so revolutionary, okay? And why this is great news. Because if you're in my age bracket, I was born in the 80s, and you bought a project, whether it was a cassette or a CD, you always got the booklet inside with the lyrics in them.
Yeah, I remember those.
What Brian James has done in 2016 is put out an album and gave you a lyric novel with it. That is dope. Nobody has done that.
Not even Beyonce.
Yeah. Nobody has done that. So, and you can't tag me into, well, they did. No, they didn't do it. All right. It didn't happen. Brian James' I'm Fine album is the first album to do that.
I appreciate
Period.
that, bro. Appreciate it.
And that is awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all support that. The last time I seen you guys was the show. Well, at least in person was the show.
The show after the show.
Yeah.
Well, the show after the performance.
Oh.
Right.
Because Destiny didn't go to the performance. So that's why she's.
I was in a wedding, people.
You should have
Don't
canceled
cuss
the
me
wedding.
out. I was in an actual
I
wedding.
asked you for the number so I can cancel it.
How the hell?
I would have just
Sir.
moved it back.
Listen, that wedding was the most amazing wedding I've ever been to in my life. Okay,
Oh my God, are you going to cry?
I might just thinking about it.
Oh, well, that's awesome. That hat looks very corrupt.
Better be careful.
Stretching.
Better be careful. That hat give you magic power.
I gotta like
saying?
balance it on my head.
Oh, no. Moving along.
That's what I told her. That's exactly what I told her.
So, okay, good news. Good news for me, I guess,
Yeah.
so we can keep this moving. I am back in Illinois. It is awesome for me.
Life is
even
good.
though I have definitely entered a journey I did not expect. But the greatest thing I've learned in the last 3 months, August, September, October, so 3 months about, is that truly your mind state is a reflection of what is going to happen for you.
Yep. I agree with that.
I left Indianapolis, which I didn't realize how great of a city it was until I had nothing to do but experience the city out of another toxic element that had happened here. Right. And my quest is now to improve my brand, which is CamQuotes, and improve my other brand, which is Behind the Rhyme.
Right.
And in the process of doing that, I've finally made a decision on what kind of logo, what kind of interviews I want to do for CamQuotes. I've really had the time to sit, think, and really hone in on how I want to create and separate myself from everybody else.
It feels better, too. It probably feels more like this is it.
It feels a lot better.
Yeah.
And I'm able to move forward with that. And I've also had a chance to see what Behind the Rhyme really needs.
Yeah.
And one thing I had a problem with was I kept feeling like I wasn't doing enough. And really, when I took a step back and I've actually had to talk to people about what it is that my site is about, it's not that at all. It's the fact that I'm doing something so different. Like, I literally have no competition in what I create. And I didn't realize this.
Lane.
And I really didn't realize this until I started developing a business plan, which, shout out to Gary Vee, one of my inspirations for shitting all over business plans after I finish mine. But
His videos be lit.
yeah, absolutely, dude. And it gave me so much perspective, too. Also, just taking in some of his words again.
Yeah.
But I say that for this reason. You have Hip Hop Weekly, you have Rap Radar, you have The Stashed, you have Hip Hop Wired, you have, of course, Media Takeout, WorldStarHipHop.com, and all of those other sites, right? And all of them at their core are music blog sites. Two Dope Boys included, shout to them. That is just not what Behind the Rhyme is.
Right.
It is culture, conversation, opinion, and debate.
And I would say it's more art-based, too, because you actually talk about the music. It's not just
This is out.
Yeah.
Listen to it.
Right.
Exactly. And it took me some time to really see that when doing that and you have no competition, that's not the type of content you can mass produce. It just can't be done because the amount of time and effort I take into just thought process and to building the dialogue and conversation, it just can't be done. And I like my site the way it is.
Yeah.
I feel it's an element that people won't realize they need until a few years later when I've probably moved on to something else.
Right.
And this becomes a lane of hip-hop opinion sites, whatever it's going to be called.
Big deal now, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it took me some time to come to grips with that. It took me some time to come to grips with what CamQuotes is. I had an interesting conversation with a friend, a former coworker of mine today even, because I argued against the fact that I'm popular and I'm like popping. But no, thank you, Des, for the sound effects. I appreciate it. But no, and I think of, and I look at it from this perspective, Des, right? I look at it from my engagement and what I'm able to do and the power and influence I'm willing to have and how much work I get as a standalone brand and entity. Because I don't get much. And now, granted, I haven't tried to throw a party or host an event or bring something together. I just got a lot of ideas. However, I'm glad I haven't done that yet because in the last 8 to 10 weeks, I found out exactly what I want to do. And honestly, I want the brand that is CamQuotes to be bigger than this guy that loves hip hop. And it took me kind of sitting around looking at industry jobs, regular jobs, realizing that neither one of those was my main passion because these are the two things that I want to do. That put that all in the proper perspective for me to move forward. So I've been just enjoying myself, having a very great time on self-definition. Like, it's dope. Now, I did take a regular job because bills don't pay themselves. You know, I still have a daughter. I'm still getting married in 2017. I still have a car that needs to be paid for. So, I've picked something, and I've journeyed into the world of sales, commission sales, which is honestly, they see my background and what I've done, and I think some of my new coworkers are now listening to the podcast. So shout to them if you hear this episode as well as the other one. So, but
what's up, guys?
You know what I'm saying?
Jeez, can you move your feet? God, this man is.
Hey, does D Sound have security?
D Sound looks amazing, by the way. We haven't been here in a while.
Can we make the call?
I think
the show needs just two
stitches.
people. I don't know.
Snitches get stitches. Sorry, Cam.
Have stitches.
No, you're all
We're
good.
interrupting the class.
Oh,
We're those two kids.
Hey, it's all good. We need a nice break. You know what I'm saying, to lighten it up. But no, seriously, back on somewhat track before we veer off into something else because a lot is going on in the world in general.
Very true.
So no, I'm just happy to be in a place of self-definition, to know what I want to do with what I have, and realizing that it is more than enough. I encourage everybody to do the same thing. Just if you feel that you are not where you want to be, it's probably not because you're not doing enough. It's because you don't really recognize the quality in what you already have. You know?
Can you run that back?
Ooh. You might want to just rewind the episode.
I mean, I love the listeners, but it ain't for them. Shit, I'm talking about for myself.
You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, damn. My mind, I had no.
But that was lit, though, right?
Yeah,
that was very lit.
We'll splice that part out, and I'll send it to you, so we can keep it going.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So no, wow. So life is out of control, guys. We were.
Don't be alarmed, though. It's
You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's kind of speed up the last couple months. Everything that wasn't a thing until, from our last episode till now. Colin Kaepernick was not a thing.
Right. Which is crazy how time. You're right, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Taking a knee was. We literally were maybe a week away from him taking that knee.
Yeah.
Because it happened in the preseason.
Yep.
It's crazy.
A documentary that I haven't seen called The 13th.
Haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it, but that's been even Seth Rollins. Shout to Seth freaking Rollins for saying, "Hey, watch The 13th." Hashtag Black Lives Matter, and that is a white wrestler.
That's crazy.
Saying that. I have why did I get FaceTime by Miata? Oh well. Well, she made the show. I don't know. Maybe she had to get an interview. Who knows? Trump has still been out of control, but
That's
that
more weird of a
but you know
situation.
what? If I can speak on that real quick, because he doesn't need a lot of our time. That whole grab her by the pussy thing. It's don't get me wrong, it's crude, it's vulgar, it's all those bad things, misogynistic, whatever. But however, something in my spirit tells me that if he would have used "fuck her right in the pussy," this would be a viral joke. I'm just throwing it out there.
So you're saying signs of the times, basically.
Yeah, I like literally had he switched up the verbiage to make it the viral joke, I don't think people take it as seriously. And the thing is, and this is no disrespect to women, but like I said on Facebook a few weeks ago, if his remarks about Hispanics and Mexicans didn't kill him, if this whole building a wall, if his attack on Muslims, and if his blatant disrespect and prejudice, there's a lot of popping going on there, guys, for our president, Barack Obama, if all of that didn't destroy him and get him out of this presidential race, what is the remark of grabbing a woman by the vagina going to do?
Because that includes white women.
But hey, you're speaking.
It includes white women. All those other ones don't. So
check this out. This is what you're on.
The
Check me
outrage.
out.
What?
Check this out. The Constitution, right? All the amendments, right? What were they written by? Who were they written by?
White males.
Rich, powerful white males. What is Donald Trump?
He's a rich, powerful white man.
And you know who rich, powerful white males shit on the most? Women and minorities. He's going nowhere. It's not happening. They don't care that much. Hillary Clinton married a rich, powerful white male.
Yeah.
Got cheated on. They tried to impeach him. Somehow that didn't happen. Now, she's getting disrespected by a powerful white male. Nobody's doing nothing. So now, the woman that was Secretary of State?
Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's Secretary of State. And now she's running for president. If she's getting no respect, how is the TV show person, correspondent, going to get more respect than her? They don't care. They just don't. It's fucked up. Don't get me wrong. But they don't care. Like, it's never going to be a thing where they're like, oh, you shouldn't do women like that. They're like, well, fuck these bitches. Like, that's how they all feel. That's really how they all feel. And that is the problem with the evolution of people and why the Constitution makes no sense and all the amendments make no sense today. Because now we live in a place where all colors, all religions, if whether you're a midget or a giant or you're just an average human being, no matter what you are allotted equal civil rights, woman, man, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, where immigrants are allowed to come in this country and make a living and prosper. But we're going by doctrine that really wasn't meant for any of that to happen. That's why at the core, they don't care. Just my thoughts.
I don't know, man.
I think, as far as, first of all, when you say them, who are you referring to as them? Are you talking about the general public? Like, I feel like the outrage.
Banging hard as hell on that door, boy.
Oh no, but it's,
the outrage didn't happen until this. Like, the universal outrage didn't happen until that included
true. You're right on that.
white women. But
How long did that last? How long did that really last?
I mean, it did.
I'll give you this. It lasted a lot longer than the minorities. It lasted a lot longer than that.
It's still kind of going on, too.
Right. And my man Pope stepped in, Wild Styles in the building. We got some great content coming for you, mother crushers.
Wow.
All right. But No, I do agree. But you know what? We live in a world of fake outrage. And so
That's what I was about to say.
you know what I'm saying? And that's
People
and that's,
capitalize off of headlines.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
glued to the TV the whole time. That whole thing happened 2 weeks ago.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I will tell you this. Let's move on from this faggot. Oh, I'm sorry. But did y'all see the Trump video? Like, it's an animated video, but it's a dude rapping, and the song is called "Grab Her by the Pussy."
No. I don't have time.
I can't front this kind of hot.
I can't do it with the internet.
I can't front this
can't.
kind of hot. You know, you should fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of inserted it. It's like, you know, they used that as the sample. He was like, he was like, I made girls scream when I grab her by the pussy. Like something like that. It's crazy. It's kind of dope. I can't even front. I mean, hey, listen, all you women's rights groups, it's not for you. It's some basic hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
I think like my biggest issue is not that he said it, but the fact that there's such a double standard. Like if any other politician, whether it be Obama, Hillary, anybody else in politics would have said anything even fucking remotely vulgar, their ass would have been nailed to the fucking cross.
Yep.
Period, point blank.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's less about what he said and more about the fact that he doesn't get the same punishment as everybody else, which is one thing that just exacerbates this whole Black Lives Matter, yada, yada, yada. Because it's like, he's rich, he's white, he's the, I know, right? High dollar words. He's the,
Exacerbate. I'm sorry.
get your life. Grow up, Brian.
Got my
okay?
life.
Grow up.
I got 3 more years for that.
But basically, like, he's that white man that has that power, that position in the community or in the nation, and he can do what he wants and say what he wants, and he doesn't face the same, you know, consequences as anybody else,
Right. No, you're
especially black people.
right. Yeah. Look,
But we knew that.
like I was telling some OGs
Yeah,
around my
we
way.
know that, but it's just the fact
What
that
can be done?
Well, listen.
things can be done. It's
Not
about
team.
who's going to do it. There's things that can be
Yeah.
done.
He
It's
got
just a
that
matter
bag.
of who's
I
actually
agree.
going to take the steps to do it.
No,
Period.
He got that bag. He could pay off just about anybody.
Listen, no, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
And you're both right. I'm gonna tell you why you guys are both right. Right? Because
a
on
tie.
one hand, because on one hand, I mean, obviously you can tell his support is coming because he's in a lot of people's pockets and vice
Exactly.
versa.
Yep.
But at the same time, what Dust is saying, the people, somebody that wants to represent the people can rise above and make this happen.
Eventually.
And before I get into what I was telling some of my OGs around my way, I want to ask you both a question. And I don't care that much.
Okay.
But
That's a
Jeez, thank
great
you.
way to begin that.
Kim.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
really want to give an answer now.
Which I
you
know
know
is
what
going
I'm
to be valuable.
I mean, you know,
I really don't care, motherfuckers.
like, you know, but I mean, I want to ask, are you going to vote?
Absolutely.
Yeah, without question.
Okay,
I'm going to New York to vote, actually, which is crazy.
awesome.
Damn, where's my
All right.
chapstick?
Where's the chopstick? Like the fat girl on the YouTube.
Oh, no.
All right, but all right. I'll be honest. I'm on the fence and leaning towards no. Okay, and I applaud you, young people, for voting in spite of it all.
Yeah, well, I really want to take a trip to New York, too. So.
Well, yeah, I would if I had to
Double-edged
vote in New
sword.
York, I would vote there too.
it.
But I was telling some people that I said, you know, this is the year where we learn why we took U.S. history class. We are going to learn why the Electoral College exists. We are going to learn what the House of Representatives and what Congress is and what it does and how it manipulates. We're also going to realize how important it is civilly and within our state to vote and to let our voice be heard and to honestly be a bigger part of our communities, right? And unfortunately, I don't think that entails us voting in the presidential election this time. And I say this, and I say that to say this. it is not in my mind that 270 votes are going to tally for Donald Trump.
But
Just based off the fact that, do you really want that stigma from all your women and minorities to possibly leave your state or to stop doing business, import or export in your state? I don't think people understand how one man's opinion affects the whole economy and the value of the American dollar just by gaining an office such as the President of the United States. Granted, it's a six-figure job at the end of the day, but it holds a lot of weight in the area of decision-making. And I really think that we're in a point where the Electoral College, the House, Congress, and all that, now we live in a time where we explain why we had to pass this class. That's just my opinion.
I just don't want you to be wrong. Like,
And the thing with that
it's
is,
possible.
you're assuming that they think that could happen.
Yeah,
Because
true.
the other side of that coin is they don't think women will leave, or
Right.
you know what I mean. They don't think the uprising will happen, so they're like, well,
they think this is all gonna boil over.
Right.
they'll just be
Literally.
like, oh well, people don't really have a choice, so
Because
they'll be all right, whatever. They'll have to deal with it,
Right.
and they can vote again in 4 years, whatever.
Right.
That's also an outcome as well. I would rather take my chances.
Why you do all that? Like,
I would rather take my chances and not vote for Trump,
Right.
yeah.
and it's just a matter of a lesser of the two evils. Honestly, to me, there's more I could lose if he wins than what the fuck I could lose if she wins. Like I'd rather lose $100,000 than $1 million. Okay,
It's like,
I'm
hey,
not
you know what?
mistaken.
You could get herpes or syphilis.
hey,
no.
which one is?
Don't look at me
more
saying
treatable?
that. Like that's just weird. That just hurt me a little bit. But if I'm not mistaken, I actually guest appeared on the show before I was actually on the show.
Right.
And remember, we all said, "Man, Trump not gonna get the shit in the primary."
Right. Yeah.
Nigga, there are elections next week. Like,
But
And
I
it's
will say
crazy
this.
because, like, when I was watching the last debate, like, live on Facebook or whatever, the comments of people,
Are
like, that shit
crazy.
is scary because
like, wait a
people
minute, you
are
agree?
really, like,
agreeing with
dead
this.
ass Trump supporters, like, hate Hillary so
I
much
hear you, bro.
they'd rather
No, she's
vote
right.
for Trump. And I'm like, well,
Yo.
fuck, maybe I really need to vote because if I don't,
But
that
check
shit,
this out. Dig this.
I
I'm
see
glad
what
you.
you're
I'm glad you
saying,
said
bro,
this.
but
No.
just
No, you're both right. You're
be
both right. You're
careful.
both right. That's going back to your first point. That's why you're right. You're dead right about how the people need to do something. That is exactly why. Everything you said is exactly why. It does take the people and a person to rise above
yeah.
and do something. And also, and this is going to be a great transitional topic unless you guys want to stay on this, Donald Trump has proven two things to people and independent artists. Right?
That's me.
Okay? The first thing that he has proven is that everybody has an audience. You just need to know who they are and go after them. Okay? And then two, with the right support and the right engine behind it, you can make anything respected or revered at any level. And literally, it looks impossible to stop on any level once it's executed thoroughly.
Yep.
So all you guys out there shopping your albums and all of that, you make sure you pay attention to what Donald Trump's campaign is all about.
Duly noted.
And speaking to a thing that
Thank
I
you,
won't,
Trump.
and I
Good
won't
for
say that he wasn't a thing, but the last time, but he's definitely a big freaking deal now.
This is real.
Chance the Rapper,
Without question.
him and Young M.A. That we've been going 3 months.
I got to hear more. I mean, I haven't delved
No.
into her project.
And look,
Yeah.
I'm saying a thing like big, hot, the
Regardless
now.
of the- got
Right.
you.
Yes, this ain't a content thing.
Right. This
Because
is about
hey,
the-
sorry, stone me now. you can't convince me that even rap wise, Chance is top 10.
Okay, I thought you were about to say something about J. Cole and Kendrick.
I mean, you already know where I go with that, but
He gets so sensitive when we
right, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
don't bring up J. Cole and Kendrick.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But like they even though I had heard the of course we all heard the ooh in the summertime joint or whatever, and then Chance dropped the coloring book
didn't hear
early in the year. But like they've become really big things. They've become blueprints in my view for new artists. I think anybody that is on this independent, I didn't mean local, but independent music hustle, you should look at what Chance is doing and understand it takes a lot of dedication, it takes an actual team, and it takes a lot of money. You don't necessarily need a deal, but you do need that capital to get to where he's going.
Right.
I will say I'm not pocket watching, but I know his affiliation has a lot of money. And they're doing what they're supposed to do with it.
Right.
So they recouping. Don't get it effed up.
Now, how do you think that relationship started out of curiosity? You think it was a Chance and his friends doing it, or did somebody approach him like, hey, I got this bag and I believe in what you're doing, I'm going to fund your dream type of thing? Or
It's honestly all perfect storm.
okay. Because when the first time you heard the Chance? Well,
2012.
And I would say about 5 years ago. So, yeah, that's about right.
So, because 10 Day, which was his first mixtape, 10 Day Suspension came out. I heard of him, but didn't hear his music. I heard, and shout out to J.R. Bang from Windy City Underground.com at the time. He played Juice from Acid Rap. He was the first person to play that record anywhere in Chicago that did any type of radio. So he beat Power, he beat GCI, he beat B96.
Oh, wow.
Everybody else. And I heard that on I believe it was Closed Sessions Radio with him and DJ RTC. And that was before Acid Rap was a project and was coming out. And because like we were like, well, hey, that's when the whole freshman list controversies episode, I think, or freshman list episode for us happened. Where I was like, well, shouldn't Chance make it because he hasn't dropped his official project yet, but yet his name rings off in Chicago.
Yeah,
and people went with Chief Keef. So there you go. So
somebody probably approached him and said,
yeah,
hey,
like
I mean,
because like look, Save Money is a crew like Vic Mensa is in it, Donnie Trumpet, and I think Lily K and Kids These Days. All those kids were in on it. Now, at the same time, I don't want to name drop, but they those kids are extremely talented, and people bought in and were like, "Yo, you guys need to go." And Chance ain't broke. His parents are not broke. They're helping him out the best way they can with his dream. It's just paying off tenfold. Right. They're doing what they got to do to get him where he got to go. Same could be said for Vic Mensa, except Vic had some, substance abuse issues. But he's back on track now. Got himself involved with Rock Nation. But Chance,
bomb ass album.
Davies. Sorry. Yeah,
Davies.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
That was my next one. So no, that's a great transition. So that's literally how his rise came. Like I still think Acid Rap is better than Coloring Book, but the engine and the team is so much stronger that this Coloring Book is moving like a classic album.
Right.
It's moving like it. Like to make it comparable, it's moving like a Good Kid, Mad City. Yes. It's moving like a Get Rich or Die Trying. It's moving like, you know what I'm saying, where like he was on Ellen and then he was
jumping
at
on tables and shit.
Then he was, you know what I'm saying, like he's done every major festival. He's done some major national festivals and events that some artists that are signed are not doing.
Yeah.
If you guys are paying attention.
What?
So and that was his festival in Chicago, right?
Yes.
That was his thing?
That was his.
Did he close it out of curiosity?
Yes.
He closed, okay.
And then iFest was the next day, which is kind of Common's thing.
Joint, right? Okay.
And he showed up to that too.
I don't know why I just pointed. I think it's the same city, Like I don't know why I did that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like when the players off the Sims, they probably don't play the Sims.
I used to. I was a Sims fanatic.
Mas you know.
Oh wow.
That's what they say when they gotta go to the bathroom.
I used to have to get the little cheat codes and give you a whole bunch of money.
Money, nigga.
Wait, like real money, like official
Oh,
currency?
like in the game.
Oh, hell no.
You gotta pay for stuff and build a house. Like that costs money in Sims world, and you can put in like
so
a
it's
cheat
like
code.
Monopoly on the computer.
You can put in a cheat code and it
No.
give you like
Jeez.
millions and millions of dollars, so you'll never run out of money. So you can just build
It's
these big
literally
ass
life.
mansions and.
So can you like no? So you're building these mansions. You have all this money. Do you get to like bang the neighborhood like milfs and cougars in the neighborhood? Straight up. How was I not playing this?
You can even create the neighborhood MILF if you want.
Dude,
Yeah, you can like build a whole neighborhood if you wanted to, and
So-
like you can make your house next to the neighborhood host house,
There you go.
and you
call
can,
it
you'll see her like
Shout out to
outside.
3-6 Mafia, sit back,
And you
getting
can,
my
like-
dick sucked, getting my dick sucked,
You
sit
can like
back,
flirt
getting my
with
dick
them,
sucked
and then
by
it
the
like
neighborhood hoe. Okay.
it escalates. Like you can actually have sex
So-
on The Sims. It blurs
So-
it out, but
so
yeah.
listen, so this
Sorry
is
about that. I didn't mean to create this sidetrack here.
so. Oh no, I want to get one statement out. Have either of you,
Yeah.
whether you were the person because you're obviously a male or played because you're obviously a female, and a guy had like a gated community house with his name in marble in his driveway, and all he does is come out in his robe and go into other houses and just fucks bitches.
I've never seen it, but I'm sure there's somebody who like.
Then why
does
would you
that.
play the fucking game? I don't even
What do you
understand this
mean?
now. That's the first thing I thought of when you guys told me.
I mean, you could if you wanted to. I
Yeah.
just never did it.
I'd walk around in a robe
If you wanted to do that, you could.
with a pick in my hair and be like, hey,
You could.
vagina on
Like
deck.
you really could. Like it started to allow you to like go to people's house, and, like your friend's house or your
Yeah,
neighbors,
no one-
knock on their door,
You can do what you want.
and you can fuck them if that happened.
Hey, we gotta take that. We need to use that. You could fuck him. Oh no.
Mix that with nothing.
But next thing, like you said, Davies wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Oh yeah, hey, they talk about banking people on
Inquiring
The
you.
Sims. So,
Wait, what?
I think they were inquiring about something.
Right.
Said she needs her mic fixed.
You
hey,
motherfucker.
the real life version
No.
is called Backpage. Ain't that it?
Said's like, wait, you need me the mic fixed?
No! Don't listen to him.
Didn't have it.
Jeez. That's some damn creeps.
So what else wasn't a thing? Davies really wasn't a big thing, but his
We didn't
album
really
is
talk
dope.
about Kaepernick though.
Kaepernick,
Did
yeah.
you hear
Oh.
about the kids in Texas who their whole season got canceled? Actually, today.
Yeah, for kneeling or something like that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole season.
Yeah.
They're 11 years old, bro.
Them Texans ain't fucking around.
Yeah,
They
I
got
mean, you know
fun
what?
with
Even though I love Dallas, it is a great city.
Yeah.
We as minorities and women in this room, well, woman in this room,
I'm about to say, wait,
we
what?
should
Hold on.
we should always be cautious of Texas because that is the one state that every time there's a Democratic president, they're trying to secede from the rest of the United States. Like if you've been paying attention, like with the first term for Obama, they were like, oh well, we're not part of the United States anymore. We want an amnesty.
That's crazy.
So I was like,
in
y'all
other
niggas-
words,
like y'all
what
want to
you-
be
what you
Puerto Rico,
expect?
nigga?
In other words, you're saying, what do you expect from Texas?
Yeah, I mean, hey, again, reaching your audience. I think it's refreshing, and I say that kind of in jest, but I'm glad that there is a face to the fearless racist in America. All right,
Donald Trump.
I love that there is a face, and I'm never going to forget that face. And I'm not telling anybody to go out here and commit no crimes, right? But what I am saying is, don't let nobody punk you because they don't like the color of your skin. That's you know what? I just leave it like that. I don't want to get all inflammatory on you niggas.
Yeah, you about to,
You know what I'm
somebody about to
saying?
comment, hey, Cam, I heard what you said.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I'm in jail right now, bro. But
you know what I'm
fuck it.
saying? But hold it down. Black love. Yeah. Black love. You know what I mean?
Absolutely dope podcast. I love y'all, man.
Dig it? You know what I'm saying?
That niggas got me locked up.
So,
We are not
It's just
liable.
interesting, man. And I hate to be the pessimist of the in the classroom here, but man, things gotta get worse before they get better. And it's really, 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 really scary.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just being honest, man. I am just being. I am.
Did you
I
see
am a
all-
weatherman. Okay. I'm looking at
Ben
the
and
fucking
Jerry's and
weather.
their Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, which is, you know what?
That wasn't a thing either.
That wasn't a
Like
thing
all
either.
of these corporate
I am,
people, followers of Black Lives Matter now.
Yeah.
That was definitely not a thing.
and what's so
But is it
crazy
bad
about
now?
that?
Is it a trend?
I
for
wouldn't.
corporations.
I
I'm
wouldn't
glad you brought
think.
that up.
Well,
Is it? I mean,
depends on
your
depends on
PR
who you're
also.
asking. Because Ben and Jerry's has always been a very progressive company. Like they've never
I'm allergic. So.
not. I know, but they've always been on the forefront of social issues through
Right.
their company.
Right.
Not as I wouldn't say it hasn't. It's been a while since they've done something like that. But I don't think this is the first time that they've
But
done
is it
something.
a trend now?
No, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. So check it out. This is how I feel about all of that. One, I'm always impressed when I see white people over the age of 63 years old who want equality.
Okay.
Let me get out the way first. Now, to your point, it does kind of feel that there is a trend that says, let's prove to the general public that we're not silent and compliant. We're not with the bull. We don't support Trump. And now, I'm not saying people are going as far as to shout Black Lives Matter to prove themselves, but I do think a line is being drawn and people are making it clear what side they stand on. Not enough, but many. Like Ben and Jerry's doing that. It's like, no, like you said, we're a progressive company. We ain't with the bull. We ain't with this Trump shit. We ain't with this cops and killing black folks.
Nothing.
We ain't with none of it.
Nothing.
And but however, the trend, as you put it, Brian, it only happens because people want to confirm, hey, me too. And why we have to support the trend in general, because just like we talked about on one of the last 3 episodes, we need other people other than people of color to say, this shit is fucked up. Who's going to help us do something about it? So,
Like Seth Rollins tweeting that.
Right.
Definitely
Exactly.
opened the eyes of some white kids.
exactly. So, and no matter how they spin it, we need the trend. Black
I
people
agree.
surviving America needs to trend. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? Like your favorite baseball player, hockey player, wrestler, fucking football player, the dude that owned the BP on your corner. Like everybody needs to be like, no, we ain't with y'all fucking up black people for no reason. Like it has to become the trend.
Yeah.
It sucks, but just like, just like, the civil rights, that you could deem a trend.
Yep.
The civil rights movement was a trend. So we honestly need it, even if it feels that way. It's gotta happen for the sake of our futures. Everybody in this room and in the next room.
I concur.
You know?
You just dab at me. I don't think I've seen a directional dab before.
So should we end this show with vulgarity, or should we just end the show? All right, awesome. Des, what do you have here?
Oh, I don't have anything. I thought you were.
Oh.
I thought you had something.
Well, I mean, I can always bring up something, but Brian, do you have?
Let's end the show in prayer.
No.
Well, no, let's not end the show in prayer. Okay, so this I guess I don't know how I feel about what this whole "hey big head" thing means nationally. Because, and I say
Shit is
that,
so real.
and I say that for this reason. What if I don't want to joke like that? Hold up. Let me back up.
Uh-oh.
You see me
As
over here,
for the for the men out there that are looking for some poontang pie, okay? What if they don't want to present a clever insult to get some vagina? What if they don't be like, hey, big head, like, what's happening? What if they be like, hey, you off work? you know, like you should come through and let me chew that from the back. Whatever they want to do.
Oh my God.
It doesn't really matter. But
Hold up.
I just, I mean, I just don't know how I feel. It's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny, but it also made me think, like, yo, was I turning down pussy at one point in life when I was called big head? Like, because like there
I'm
was
the
no
same way. I don't play that shit. Like, bitch,
there was no
fuck you.
social media then, huh?
None.
What? Why you so upset?
I'm kind of sensitive, you know. It's like when it comes to joning. That's why I don't joan on folk. You know what I'm saying? It just so you say, "Hey, big head," I'm like,
bitch, who?
good night.
Like,
Oh my God.
well, let's hear from Des, because
Ted.
Des is. Oh my God, we need cameras. Des,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just being real.
right. So
I'm
Des,
sensitive like that.
Des, how many big head texts have you sent out this month?
Sent one yesterday.
No.
I
Like Justice.
don't send those.
You,
Like,
you don't. Oh, you
I
get
don't-
those. You get those texts. Then.
What's up, big head?
I mean, not those words, but in context, like I know
Okay.
what it means.
This is where we
So-
set up for some good
Go ahead.
content to close the show.
Go ahead, you got
Des,
it. You got it.
you don't have to name a name, okay? You don't. You don't even have to get as graphic as you like, okay? But what is the common thread in the text that you get from a young gentleman that says, in his own way, I want some pussy?
What you doing? And it's motherfucking 12 o'clock on a Tuesday night.
That's it?
I mean, I know
What
what that
you
means.
doing?
What you doing?
What did you used to say? That's kind of what I used to say. Hey,
It's
what you
just
doing?
But it's
you up to?
again, it's about context. If you ask me what I'm doing on a work day at fucking midnight, I know what you're texting me. Like I know
Trying to deliver the
where
banana.
this is leading.
Listen.
Most of my voices be like, I need to see you. Like I know what that means.
Okay, I'm
At
with
12
I'm
o'clock
with
at
I
night,
to
you
see
need to see me. I know what that means.
So,
Like, you don't
okay,
even-
I'm not mad at I need to see you. I'm sure I've used that in my 20s.
Just don't like what you doing.
Yeah, I don't like what you're doing because you're opening up for conversation. Like, and I don't mean that
Because-
in a mean way.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Some are just not that savage. They're just not going to lead the conversation with, hey, I'm trying to fuck you tonight.
Well, listen, she didn't say you gotta be rude. That's
Well, how?
but listen. But what I'm saying, what I'm
What is
saying
a nice
is this.
way to put
politely
that?
inquire about
Like-
the JJ.
Sometimes, hey,
Vagina. Politely.
and I'm one of those guys that if I've been it one time, then I don't have to be as polite and awkward. Like after I've got my one in.
You know at that point. But
Yeah.
but we're talking about from, hey, I just met you.
Oh, we
or,
are.
Or we're not. Or is that what you're meaning? Or are we friends? Are they friends at this point?
Context, see?
Because
Context.
friends
Right,
is
but
like,
look,
hey,
but look at
eggplant
context.
emoji. Like, question mark.
But look at context.
Donald Trump
though.
face.
Let's think about this. I'm glad you brought up context.
Stupid.
This is my logic kicking in.
Okay.
Would you, as a man,
Yeah.
text a woman after 11:30 p.m. if you hadn't fucked her already?
Depends on the science of the situation. So, how chemically possible it is for me to tip the iceberg and go give her a tip of the iceberg. You feel me? you feel me though? You see what I'm saying?
This
Like,
nigga.
if the science don't add up and it's
Good
like,
day.
well, this text ain't going to do nothing, then I ain't going to hit her. But if it's like, well, wouldn't have hit her as in past tense, as in not right now.
Okay. Right, yeah.
Just had to clear the air,
Yeah,
'cause,
this is
Jeez.
scenarios, pre-tense,
Past
no post-tense.
Past.
Right.
Past. Yeah. This is
Right,
just,
yeah. Past tense,
I
pre-past
sound
tense.
whipped as
all
hell.
of it.
I sound scared. I sound like one of them scared
Sorry.
Like, wait a minute.
I didn't mean to wait.
Oh, no.
But nah, it's, I never saw no problem with it. And hey, shit, I'm like Drew Brees, like for late night text.
Like, you just gonna get,
For late night text, boy,
just
I'll be
get
like,
hype and just throw it out there.
yeah. But I'm saying I'll be like 37 for 40 with like 392 yards.
I dig
You
it.
feel me?
I guess my
Destiny's
thing
like,
was
football.
maybe I was a
What is
tad
football?
more methodical in my approach.
Okay.
Because,
Tom Brady.
Because, there it goes. Do your job. Coach Belichick, okay? Great coach, by the way. Do your job. Oh, you don't have condoms? Oh, I'll just pull out. Hey, doing my job. No, but what I was going to say about that in general is that I took the approach of, hey, if this date's going well, I'm just not going home. And I just played the role of entertainer to make you want to hang out all night till you're naked.
Oh.
So now I've
Deflate
already exactly, yes.
Deflate gate.
My balls empty as I leave the field, okay? That's exactly how it goes. I'm up 30. I'm up 30. Balls gone. Out. Bring on the championship,
What
okay?
the fuck?
Wow.
There it is.
Destiny's like, what the fuck?
What just happened?
So then if I'm texting at 11:45 or later, it's I need some more of that. So like, can I pull up?
Can you pull up? Can I pull up?
Like, hey, I'm gonna come through. Or hey, do you want to come through?
Yeah.
I mean, or no. You guys say it in a more assertive way. Hey, come on through. I'm up. Don't give too many open options for her to be like, well, I can't tonight. I'm asleep. No. It's a bed at my house. You can go to sleep here. I can put you to sleep at my house. You can get up and go to work. Okay? Or you cannot stay.
Huh.
You can go ahead, get back to your house, sleep really well. It's all good. It's whatever you want to do.
Maybe I never played that role before. Maybe I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
Hey, shout out to Tom Brady, man.
And Drew Brees.
Yeah, and Drew Brees. Drew Brees got a Super Bowl, man. He's one of the most
I
efficient
can say Andrew Luck,
and high volume quarterbacks of our time.
Yeah.
So Des,
she nervous now.
But before we close this out, what for the guys out there who may be applying this not only to you, because your DM gets popping with meat shots from time to time, especially around your birthday. What is the text that is going to get a no? Like, is it a type of style? Is it a certain verbiage?
I can answer this for
Just
her.
don't be rude.
See?
Like, hey, you trying to fuck? Because now I'm offended. So
that's
now,
not
even
true.
if I did want to fuck you, I'm going to tell you no, because,
That's
bitch,
not
you
true.
got me fucked up.
That's not true.
Well, actually, he doesn't have you fucked up, Jess. He just asked. You said no. No.
Well,
I'm not trying to tell you how you think, but that's not true.
Well,
Because
it depends on
if the
who you
right
ask.
person said, that, hey, I'm trying to fuck you and choke you and shit, you're going to be like,
Damn.
I know, right? Okay. Kind of like that kind of talk.
see? So
True.
it's relative.
It depends on who says it, but
Okay,
you
got
can't just like throw that out there
So he
if
can't
you
hit
don't
you with
have
the-
that kind of relationship. Like,
So he can't
you
hit you
gotta
with the
be
Lil Jon and
real-
Pitbull if it
yeah,
ain't
you
going,
gotta
I'm
be
fucked up.
real
I'm trying to fuck.
careful. You gotta be real careful and ready for the repercussions if a motherfucker's like, who the fuck are you talking to?
So, okay, Des, break this down as the woman in the room, okay? Now, we're going into a realm. This is the scenario. You've already had intercourse with this guy, okay? He wants some vagina tonight.
Some more
He hits you at 10:45. So, are you saying that for this guy who's already been there, that wants to get in there again tonight, that he can't use, are you trying to fuck? That's not going to work?
It depends on the person.
It depends on the person.
It's
Depends
relative.
on the person,
Told you.
how
Told
many
you.
times
No, that don't
you've
count.
had sex. Like, if I've only fucked you one time, like, you too comfortable, bro. Like, that was
I mean, but
that was one time. Like, let's bring it down, because you not my main nigga right now. So
Oh.
you kind of
I mean,
you
a
getting a
nigga.
little you getting a little too
well, she's
comfortable.
explaining that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what goes through my mind. Like, this nigga think he's a little bit more than what he actually is at this point. So
Now,
let's
see,
bring it
it
back.
just
Let's
depends
calm
on who
it
it
down.
is.
But
That's
I
it.
mean,
That's all it
no.
Well,
no.
okay. Well, then give us.
There's a lot of factors.
You know I study this
Well,
science shit,
what
right?
doesn't
Everything
what
I say
doesn't
goes
matter
back to science.
regardless? What is one thing that cannot be said? That means dried up, panties up, not happening, phone on, do not disturb. What is that message?
Hey, let me put it in your butt.
that.
Oh, for real?
Hey, you heard truffle butter before?
Oh my God. Something's really wrong with you. You're a sick guy. Anyway,
expressive.
just being rude.
Is that the
that's
only
an
one?
instant turn off.
Just rude.
Rudeness is an instant turn off because now I'm defensive.
No, it's not.
It
Stop lying to
is.
the people.
To me, it is.
I
Because
studied this shit.
now I'm defensive. If we don't have that kind of relationship, like, if I don't care, like, if I'm like, well, shit, you ain't never gonna be shit, but motherfucker, I'm fucking anyway. So I talk to you like that.
So that's
Like,
rude.
we talk to each other like that. That's different.
I think we're
So if
confusing.
you have a
her, Cam.
rude relationship, it's okay.
Yeah.
But
If we're on that level,
You're confusing her.
No, I just said
It's the
it
science.
depends on what kind of relationship you have.
Science.
Okay,
Shut up.
listen.
You're
okay,
lying.
How about
You're
this?
a liar.
And I'm dead serious. We're gonna close with this one.
Okay.
Because Brian's
We
right.
gotta close.
We gotta close with the truth. Like,
Yeah, I know.
she's
I'm
not
trying
telling
to-
the fucking truth.
You're a
I'm
damn
trying to
liar.
get to it.
Okay,
Right.
go ahead.
So, okay, let's say this. Let's say you have a guy you have not had intercourse with, but you know from the door you have been wanting to take this guy down, and he hits you up randomly at a night, on a late night.
Here we go.
Can he be like? And this is the correct verbiage in the text.
You want me to say it?
Well, no, not
voice?
that.
But I can say it.
Okay, well, we'll repeat that. We'll repeat what I'm about to say.
All right, go ahead. She got her hand on her head because she knows she's fucking lying, Your Honor.
So
Fucking liar.
so again, to set the scene, this is the guy.
I'm trying to think of this guy
you-
so
you-
I can like
you
imagine
haven't-
him saying the shit and then
Okay.
give
Yeah.
you my reaction.
So
All right, go ahead.
and then and he says, "Hey, that's what you're doing tonight?
Hey, that's what you doing tonight.
Because I'm really trying to fuck. We've been holding it back for too long."
Because I'm really trying to fuck. We've been holding it back for too long.
That's slightly polite. The end.
It's
the
relative,
end,
Your
the
Honor.
end part.
It's fucking relative.
We've been holding it back for too long. That
No.
Oh,
made it slightly polite. You take that off? No, motherfucker, no.
You're lying.
No, I'm telling you.
You're fucking Don't do this to me. You know I have asthma and all types of shit.
I'm telling you, I imagine this guy in my head. I know who
Right.
this man is. And if he would have said everything but we've been holding it back for too long, no, absolutely not. Because you
You're
think
lying.
you fucking cute
You're
now.
lying.
Nope.
You're lying.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, okay, it was
wow. Well,
just one more here.
go ahead.
So if Chris Brown texts you,
Okay.
listen, no,
See,
stop laughing because this is
breathe
real.
Jesus.
If Christopher Maurice Brown texts you and he says, "Look, my fucking plane lands at 7 past at 10:03 tonight. I don't want to do nothing but fuck Destiny. Are we fucking?"
That's a compliment. See, you gotta be more rude.
You see
You
that
gotta
this is
be
relative,
more
right?
rude.
This
That's
is
not
relative.
rude.
So if he was just like, what if he just hit like the voice thing and was like, "I want to take you down, so bitch, have your damn panties down.
wow, I didn't know
At
that one.
12:45, it's going down."
Hey, he said
Now,
I
is
was
that
about
okay?
to sing with him, but he remixed the hell out of that
Right,
motherfucker.
yeah, right. I mean, is that rude? Or
Y'all
just-
not
is
as
it
rude as
how-
y'all think. I've
No.
heard worse.
No.
I'm
I
thinking
mean,
I'm not
a
rude.
whole
That's
nother level. That's what I'm saying. Like
No.
everything y'all are
No.
saying, you think
No.
it's rude. It's really not.
No.
Well,
You are just making an excuse because you know damn well it only
No.
depends on the person.
Yeah.
Okay, nope. Cam is the judge.
Well,
Your Honor,
you know
am
what?
I fucking right or what? Because
I believe you're right.
thank you.
I believe that Dust is a little nastier than we are realizing, self included,
Have I
herself
not proven
included.
the point though?
No, you're right.
Look,
hey,
she's-
but
she's
listen,
tangled
Dope
herself in the web.
Podcast. Listen, let's get this out the way. Dopepodcast@gmail.com. What's a rude way to try to fuck after 11:30 p.m.? I mean, that's where this went. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. It's been an awesome episode. Fellas, feel free to DM Des, email us,
Jesus.
and shoot your shot. See what's
Do it.
rude.
Do it.
So we can talk about it on the show. And I promise that we will either edit what have said, either
My hands
edit the
up.
names out, or we'll just block the names out. Okay. We promise.
Oh, God.
Yo, your hands up. Go ahead before we get out of here.
Destiny, tell the fucking truth. Just tell the truth. Listen, I study this shit.
Listen.
You can't do this to me, nigga. I studied the Bible and science.
The truth.
Huh?
I am telling you the truth. You listen, you know I don't give a damn. I've said shit that's way worse on this show.
Okay. Hey, listen.
You're a liar.
Maybe this.
Thank you.
Let's go all the way to the rude realm before we get out of here. Okay, Des.
Go ahead, Cam. Ooh,
Guy,
let's go.
It doesn't matter if he's hit or not. Random night, late, and he says,
His name is
I'm trying to nut on you tonight. What's happening?
Nah, bruh.
Okay.
Hell no.
You
Because now I feel like a hoe.
You
Now
lying.
So
What's your
you
dream?
can't be like
No.
that fucking rude and vulgar out the gate. Because now I feel like a motherfucking
Cam, you
hoe on
forgot-
the street.
You forgot
That's
to add
how you
something
get a
to
no.
that.
That's what I'm saying. You got to make a bitch feel like.
Whoa. But you
No.
but you just said that.
There we go.
Okay, listen, wait a minute.
We gotta make a bitch feel like what? No.
Okay, we'll really be done after this. I promise. Because she's fucking lying. This is why I don't want to be a lawyer, because I literally would just fuck around with the defendant. Like, what'd you say, motherfucker?
No.
What's up? Okay, well,
What,
listen.
Brian?
Describe your dream guy.
What?
Describe him. Five
What do you mean?
words.
I don't know.
Just describe him. Just-
Like physically?
yeah.
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Just
I
physically,
don't know. I like-
mentally, whatever.
I like beards,
Okay, so he's got a beard.
like lined beards.
In
Thank
other
you.
words, not fucked up like mine. I was probably go to the
Grizzly Adams
barbershop.
brothers out there.
He's a
No
podcast or
Grizzly
barbershop, so. Anyway, since you're taking shots, motherfucker. Continue. What's the third thing?
I'm just saying. I don't know. Athletic build.
Oh, okay. What, like 240 something, 250
Yes.
something? Okay, all right. Fuck the rest of it. Just those
Okay,
three.
there you
Now
go.
that guy texts you and says, "I'm trying to." What do you say? Nut on the forehead or back?
Adams. Well, I didn't really pick a region, but
Let's
I
pick a
just
region.
said
Let's pick a region.
I would love to bust
Lower
on your
back.
back tonight.
Back.
What's happening?
What's happening? That guy says that. What are you going to say?
No.
Cut the tape off. She's lying. She fucking lying.
Oh, well,
I need my asthma medicine.
to find the common ground here, and we promise this is we should call this episode. Okay, we're gonna end it now. But one more to close it out. Okay, so Des,
All right.
we're gonna just go back and forth in text. Okay, we're gonna talk in text. I'm just like,
I'm gonna be the sound effect. Go ahead.
Something wrong with him.
Go
all
ahead.
right. So guy picks up his phone.
Oh, my bad.
I'm trying to come through tonight. What up,
Shit. Nothing. What up?
man? Okay. Well, I'm about to come through. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, she got the green messages. So she got the green message. It'll take a little minute.
Ain't shit.
Hold on.
Cool, because I've been dying to bust on your back tonight.
LOL.
Stop. Message ain't come through yet. Wait a minute. Android. Phone caught on fire. Say no. All right.
You got the 7? Bet. I'm pulling up. No rubbers is going down.
Whoa, you're reckless.
You know. You already know.
So then what happens? Please don't lie to me. That's
Why?
I've been having
No.
a good week so far.
No,
Don't
but
ever
listen.
fucking lie to me.
No, if you realize she laughed it off
Oh.
because the greeting was cool. The guy is coming over
That's what I just said. You can't.
to,
No.
Out
to
the
release
gate,
on a
you
region
can't
of his
say
choice. So,
Out the gate, you
It's
can't say
it's
that.
relative.
It's
So
different.
It's relative.
so it's like
When you ease into it, okay.
literally.
But don't
No.
just punch me in the face because now I'm fucking offended. Now I'm offended.
You're gonna like it from some guy.
Well, so
some.
well,
No.
Some. That's life. It's science.
You know,
Shut your ass up.
listen,
can't.
ladies and gentlemen, I think Des ended the show the best. So we'll go with that. So,
Wait,
ladies
one
and
more.
gentlemen,
Say
no, I was gonna say, so ladies and gentlemen, and men of all sexual promiscuous ages,
Legal ages.
just ease it in. Okay, don't pull out.
That
and
should be
slap
the
your
title
dick in the face
Just ease it in.
of your conquest. Just ease it in, okay?
Jesus, help.
Just ease it in. And if you're ever going to do anything in this world,
What an ending.
be absolutely dope at it, but make sure it's after you listen to an absolutely dope podcast. Cheers!
Garage.
Gotta shout out Karuchi.
Hey, that ain't changed. I like it.
That shit's so fun, bro.
Oh, yeah, we done.